Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today we are making a vegan birthday cake. So let's get started. In this bowl I have 2 cups of sugar. Over this sugar I'm going to place our sifter, and to it we are going to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour. To this flour we are going to add all of our dry ingredients, so let me walk you through them. Here I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of pink salt. So let's go ahead and add these. And now we are going to sift all of our dry ingredients over our sugar. Done. Now here I have some rainbow sprinkles that I'm going to keep to the side. We will add these to our batter a little bit later, but before we do anything, let's whisk all of these dry ingredients and incorporate everything nicely. Our dry mix is ready. To it we are going to add rest of our ingredients, which are all the wet ingredients. In this cup, I have 2 cups of room temperature water, 3/4 of a cup of canola oil. If you don't want to use canola oil, you can use melted coconut oil or any other neutral oil. Coconut oil has a little bit of aroma. If you're okay with it, feel free to use it. Here I have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. You can use white vinegar if that's what you happen to have on hand. Now all we need to do is add all of our wet ingredients to this bowl. Over on the side I've already greased our 9-inch round cake tins. We're going to divide our batter into 2 tins because we will make a layered birthday cake. And also I have started preheating our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now you do not want to overmix your cake batter, otherwise it will result in a stiff cake. Just whisk it and mix it long enough to create a smooth, lump-free batter. Now lastly, we are going to bring in our rainbow sprinkles and give them just a little bit of mix. Done. Now all we need to do is divide our batter equally between these 2 tins. We'll give each pan a few taps just to get all the air bubbles out. And now we walk them to our preheated oven and bake them for about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven. Bake them till the pick inserted in the center of the cake comes out dry and clean. Our cake is ready and out of the oven. We are now going to allow them to cool for a few minutes before we invert them onto a wire rack. Alright, so it has been 20 minutes since these cake tins have been sitting here and cooling. Now I'm just going to loosen up the edges by running this knife all around. Now we have to let these cakes cool completely before we ice them. It's better to just leave them sitting overnight. We can prepare the icing and then they'll be ready for us to ice tomorrow morning. And now they are ready for us to ice. Before we ice though, we need to slice our cakes for layering. There are many ways you can do that. I generally use a large enough serrated knife, rather long enough serrated knife, to slice this cake into 2 different layers. However, you can also use thread or dental floss. Just take a piece of floss or thread large enough, larger than the circumference of the cake, and just cut it through. You'll be able to slice it evenly. Today I'm going to just use this knife. So I'll mark it where I want to slice it, roughly about a half point mark right here. And I'll start going through the cake. As I go, I'll keep moving the cake around. If you have a turntable, you can use that. Same thing with this. Here I have a cake stand over which I'm going to place a cardboard round, and for the base layer I'm going to place one of the layers with the top down. Now as you can see, there are some loose crumbs. If you can remove them, pick them up. So place it in the center of the board. Here I have strawberry icing. This is vegan strawberry icing. I will post a link for the recipe down in the description box below. And on this plate I have some washed strawberries sitting on paper towel. You want to make sure you pat them dry before you place them as decoration on your cake. Remember, keep a spoon handy to place your icing on the cake, and a knife or a spatula that you're going to use to spread the icing on your cake. So here's what we're going to do. Now we are ready for our second layer of cake. Again, I'm going to use the one that was the top of one of the cakes. Flip the top down and place it on. This way we'll have a flat surface to spread our icing on. On goes another layer. Press it down from the center just a little bit. Now we are going to take some icing and start putting it on the sides. And done. Now we clean up using a damp paper towel, wipe around the edges, and now that we've gotten it all cleaned up, I'm going to place this in the refrigerator for a few minutes for the icing and the cake to get to know each other and kind of firm up a little bit. While our cake is hanging out in the refrigerator, we are going to slice up our strawberries and get them ready. Okay, let's decorate our birthday cake. In this bowl I have some rainbow sprinkles that I'm going to just spoon along the sides like this. Take them in your spoon and sort of stand your spoon to help the sprinkles stick on the lower edge of the cake. This will sort of conceal the imperfections at the base and create a nice colorful border. Now the strawberries. There. But if you want, you can just put some sprinkles up on top as well, just like this. If you want to lift some of these pieces that sort of landed where we didn't want them, you can pick them up with the tip of a knife and drop them where you want them. And just a couple of more slices of strawberry to fill up our flour. There you have it, a vegan layered birthday cake with vegan strawberry frosting. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please do give it a try. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again soon with more vegan favorites. As you can see, these are the layers that we had created. And let me show you the texture of this cake. See that? Nice and moist.